Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a full demonstration on how to get started with the Medicube Booster Pro wand. A lot of people have been asking me how to get started, what are the best products to use with each mode, how to use each mode effectively. What we don't want to do when we get started with this is to overload everything all at once, because our whole goal here is to look better and feel better so we can live better lives. Now, with this device, it is a very, very powerful one. It's 6-in-1. What we want to do is get your skin used to it first. In the mornings and in the evenings is when I suggest doing a routine with starting with the Medicube. You want to do at least 2 times a day. I will admit I've come in and hit my chest area in the middle of the day, especially since I don't have makeup in this area. But you do, again, want to get your skin first used to this. So every morning, I would start on booster mode and do booster mode all over my face. But first, what we're going to start with, since my face is nice and washed, it's clean and dry, we are going to turn on our device and go to air shot mode.
Level 1, air shot mode. Level 1.
Now, air shot mode, we only use this twice a week. This is a clarifying mode. It's tightening. It is meant to help shrink pore size. It gets your skin feeling a little bit tighter. You will actually see even acne disappear. I had what was a sebaceous gland right here. They were even debating maybe it was a gland that needed to be removed. However, in order to remove it, it would have left a bigger mark than the little bump there. I've noticed between my new Derma and my Medicube, they do an amazing job keeping any sort of bumps off my face. So with air shot mode, starting on level 1, what I do is I go right in by my eye and I just tap. Now you do want to keep your eyes closed. This is blue light. We do not want blue light by our eyes. So just tap nicely in here on level 1, coming up and around. You just want to use the tip. This tip is what is mostly active for the Derma Shot mode. So again, I'm going to come in and just lightly tap on level 1 to get this area right in here. Now, I like to take it up to 2 or even 3, and then I'm going to do right in here by my lips. I'll even go over my lips. And then I'm going to crank it all the way up to 5 and do the rest. Now, you do actually want this going in an upward motion. It's very natural to want to go down. You want to go up, always sweeping in the direction you want to go. Again, just using that little tip to get the connection. In the bigger areas, obviously, you'll get a little bit more of the base, but you definitely want to use that top portion. And I go up and around, really focusing on areas that I want a little bit tighter, a little cleaner. Like I said, if I notice those pesky little bump like right there, I'm gonna double hit that area.
2 minutes passed.
Now, usually this full time on my face will only take me just about a minute. Because I've been demonstrating, it's taking me a little bit longer, but you get the idea. And then we go to our neck and jawline. We're going to avoid going down this middle area right here, but we do take the wand and continue with small little strokes in the upward direction. Again, this is just really to get that some tightening, some clarification. Now, usually at this point, I'm only around 2 minutes, but then I will take it down and I will do my chest, and I will do my entire chest for a full minute. So I do about a minute on my face, maybe a little more than a minute. Then it goes into my neck, which then takes probably a little less than a minute. So that right there puts you at about 2. And then you're gonna do a minute on your chest. And like I said, this is just for about the first 2 weeks while you're first getting used to it. Air shot mode, always only twice a week, never increase it to more than that. But if you do have some problem areas and you like to stick in that area a little bit more when you're doing your your air shot down the line, you can do so. Some people will spend 2 minutes in this area because this is a little bit more problem for them. For the last minute of my air shot mode, I do 30 seconds on each hand. Yes, hands are important. Hands tell your age. Just like the rings on an oak tree tell your age here, your hands do tell your age. So I do air shot mode on my hands. And I really make sure to really catch every little bit. I'm gonna go all the way down my fingers. And to the sides. You could do a full minute on your hands if you want to too. It just depends on how much time you have. But then I would switch over and do the other. Direction doesn't matter so much on this one. I do tend to go towards the fingers with air shot just because it is a natural direction. But yes, use this on your hands for sure. I did back in November a trial period where I did just one hand and not the other, and everybody thought one hand looked airbrushed or the other didn't. So this definitely does work. Now, following air shot mode, we will then go into just in the mornings. First week, you're going to get used to booster mode. Now, for booster mode, one trick for all of this is Medicube does make a PDRN booster gel. It is about $14, $15 on Amazon. That can be used for every single mode. You can use that gel. It comes in a tube very similar to their mask tube. This is their mask, but they do have, it's a pink tube like that where they have this gel. You can use it for booster mode. You can use it for microcurrent mode. You can use it for DermaShot mode. So it could take you straight through all 3 of those modes just for $15. However, I'm not at that point, so I don't have that. I do use for my booster mode either my Snail Mucin Serum by CosRx or their Dual Essence. I like the Dual Essence when I need a little bit more of a glow. It does have the niacinamide in it, where this one does not. Both though make a great pairing. This one I do like at night more. This one I use in the morning. That said, you can use anything that has a good glide. If you don't have this, you could use Medicube's PDRN serum. It is also another fantastic one. If you only have peptides on hand, use your peptides. That's fine as well. You just need something that's very slick. This brand, very good for a just very simple hyaluronic acid. This actually does have a polyglutamate in it, which makes it a little bit more hydrating for you. And this is very inexpensive on Amazon. I'm talking just a couple bucks. But anyways, let's get on with this now. I'm going to apply my Snail Mucin all over my face. And again, this is just in the morning. We're going to get used to booster mode. Now, around your eyes and lips, they say only use level 1. So while you're first getting used to this, yes, slow motions, circular motions, just to help get that hydration. Booster mode makes your booster mode makes your products work harder. So I take about maybe 15, 20 seconds on each eye. And then I take this up to about 3. You might need to start a little lower at 2, depending on what your skin can handle. And I take it down through around here. And I like to get up in my nose too, just really easy. Nice circular motions. And then I do actually take it all the way up to 5. I'm at the level where every day now I am able to get this really high up to 5. So what we're gonna do is 1 minute completely on our face. My 1 minute has just passed. Now I will do my next minute on my neck. Again, snail mucin serum. I just put it all over. It makes a nice base to be able to glide. Start lower, probably 2 or 3. Again, I've been doing this since November, so I can crank it all the way up. It does tingle. It should be comfortable. It should be very comfortable for your skin, for your neck, for your muscles, just really small, tiny motions. Again, you're not pressing hard with this device at all. I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit, because my muscles are a little tight this morning, so it's gonna make me jump a little. But you are getting the benefit, regardless of what level it's on, to get this really pushed in. Just again, this is gonna get your skin nice and hydrated and really used to this booster mode. So use whatever light serum that you have on hand. Again, the snail mucin serum is perfect. A PDRN serum is great. Then I'm going to move on. Again, same product, not switching up here. Excuse me, I get down in there. And we're gonna do the chest. Again, nice little circles. And make sure you definitely want this one cranked up. It will feel a little prickly sometimes, but you can handle a little bit higher here usually. So I would definitely hit this with a 4 or 5. But again, see how your skin feels. Start with it lower, work your way up. This first week is all about just getting used to your device. Your skin needs to be able to adjust to it, especially if you've never used devices before. And this booster mode is one of the most gentle modes that the device does have. And it feels really good. Just a nice little massage as you're getting your product worked in. So for the first week, 5 minutes is all you need at each mode. So there's 3. And like I said, I like to do my hands. So on this one, each hand gets 1 minute. And I did use the snail mucin serum again here. So we'll do 1 minute on the hand. I would do 1 minute on the other hand as well, but for time reasons, I'm just gonna cut that out for today. But yes, you would continue to do 1 minute on both hands. And then after that, we can move on to our next mode. Now, during week 1, I do not suggest doing all modes all at once. I would stick with booster mode in the morning, and then in the evening, do booster mode again and add in the microcurrent mode. Microcurrent is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to have in our beauty regimen. This is what helps to get rid of the wrinkles. This is what helps to smooth out the lines. This is what helps to really tone and firm. Again, like with anything, you want to go in the direction where you want the skin to go. So when I am pushing everything, I'm going to be wanting to lift and push in this direction. I'm always lifting and pushing up. You want to push back to where your ear is. You really want to see the movement. Go slowly, but I'll show you. You do not need a conductive gel for this. They do recommend a conductive gel for the microcurrent type devices. However, for this one, you are actually totally fine using your PDRN serum if you want to use that. If you would like to use a more conductive gel, you can use a more conductive gel. For the purposes of today, let's just go with the PDRN since probably most of you have that or are getting it. And we will put that all over our face. And again, this is now at night after we've done our booster mode. Actually, take that back. Save booster mode for the end at night. Microcurrent mode, level 1. We're just going to go right through here really quick. Real easy. There's a couple passes. I know they say don't use microcurrent, but guess what? I have lines there, so I'm going to use it just a few times.
Level 3.
Then I'm going to take it up to level 3. I am going to go straight over my lips. In this area. Now, because I've been using this for a while, I'm cranking it all up to level 5. But as you're first starting, do this again, starting at a lower level, maybe around 3, going up to 4. This level area can definitely handle it. I start at my chin and I just start pushing the way I want it to go. And lifting with a hold by the ear. Again, push the skin where you want it to go. Lift. Now all of these are going to continue to give you a nice glow, help plump your skin. But again, this is where you're going to start seeing those fine lines and wrinkles go away over time. Now, I do usually end up doing just 1 minute on my entire face, but I've been taking time and trying to talk through some of this, but you do want to just push up. And then when we go up through here, these bunny lines, this is where we're going to be getting to some fun things. We do want to take the bunny lines up and out. Okay, this is where we're going to do our forehead is always going up, up. Do not go over your eyelid, you go up. Only the skin over your eyebrows, do not go on the eyelid. And again, you're pushing the skin in the direction you want to go. You know where your wrinkles are. You know where you don't want them to be. So let's take them in the opposite direction. Then, again, we're going to do the same thing on the neck. So I'm going to take my PDRN serum. I'm going to put that all over. And level 5, I'm still doing. I'm going to push up and take this all behind my ear. Again, this is all going in an upwards motion. Slow and up. Start low and build up higher. So start on a level lower, maybe around 2 or 3. And then you're just going to keep pushing up and back.
2 minutes passed.
And you're going to up, over, and back. And then I come up to this part. I'm going to go up to the front. Oops. That's the one thing about this. I always hit the buttons. And then going to continue to take it to this side. Again, skipping this part right in the middle. And notice how when I am pushing this, I am taking everything behind my ear. either right under or right behind it. This is a little trick because guess what? Whenever a doctor goes in to do filler and they want to tighten up this jowl area, they really like to put the needles right around here because this is what is going to pull. Same up in here. We are going to be getting the pull from here. So what you want to do is be able to take the wand and finish where? Here, where those needles would go. Next, we move on to our chest. Now, this is a little bit more free form. Again, this is where I like to hit 3 times a day if possible because my lines were deep. Medicube actually got rid of them pretty much all on their own. I did add in the Nua afterwards, which is fantastic, and completely took care of them. Level 5 on my chest, I am just going to be going in an upwards motion again. Really ironing out those wrinkles. Really pushing it in one direction, outwards and upwards. It's always outwards and upwards. Because we want to say goodbye to those wrinkles. So this will do a nice firm on your chest. And like I said, this will not happen overnight. And then after you finish the 1 minute, yes, you guessed it. Take a little dab. You don't need much on your hand, but we are doing microcurrent mode on our hands. Now this I do a little bit more all over the place. I kind of take it this way as well as taking it up this way. And I have noticed actually over time that my veining in my hands has gone away again. My hands look almost airbrushed afterwards. I can't say enough good things about this device. This is the only one that I actually do use on my hands. So yes, do the microcurrent mode on both hands. Now, week 1, that could be enough for you getting started for both morning and night. You do want to follow with your normal skincare routine. One of the most important things is to make sure you never skip your moisturizer after all of this. But for this video, we're going to go straight into DermaShot mode, which is what you would do on week 2. I would suggest maybe even doing it 2 or 3 times a week on week 1. But DermaShot mode, we are going to, this one is a lot more technique, and this is where we're going to be really getting our lift from. Now, one thing that I've learned over time from whether it was in physical therapy, from studying, the body and the anatomy, from being in my doctor's offices when I got Botox and seeing their charts of how they do filler and getting filler myself at some points, I know that the insertion points of the muscles right over here, right under here, where do they put the needles whenever they're putting Botox in? Think about those things. Right here, they go in these areas. They never go right in the middle. They never go right onto your temples. They never go here. They always go up and around. So let's consider that when we're doing our DermaShot mode. Now this one, I do like to use a more conductive gel. You don't need to use the heavily crazy kind of conductive gels that are the more radio frequency type gels. You can use something like this Medicube PDRN cream. It goes a long way with this one. It does come with a nice little spatula, but again, a little goes a long way. So I take this, put it all over. I'm going to overlap a little there. Now, starting
Level 5.
I crank it up to level 5. You might want to start a little lower, but I do go in and I start with a gentle glide. And we want to hold and lift. always going in the direction that you want your skin to go. Hold and lift. Now, when you come down here, I do like to control my smile lines. So I'm gonna hold, because I don't want those corners sinking down and making me look angry. And then I'm gonna continue on the other side. Now, as you use this one more, you can use this mode more. I usually end up doing a full minute in the mouth area and a full minute up above. Again, this is just a hold because I don't want those smoker's lines. I don't know about you, but I stay away from straws or anything where I have to pucker. And I'm still doing this. Okay, now to get up by those crow's feet, I'm gonna hit right down here, but stay on the bone. You'll notice your muscles switching, which is totally fine. Again, you're looking for the muscle insertion points where everything kind of combines. I'm not going on my temple. I am just above right here where my eyebrow is. I'm still on the bone. Now, here's where we go for the 11s and the bunny lines, okay? I'm going on either side of my eyebrow, not over the lines themselves. Now for the bunny lines, I'm still up at probably start at a 3, graduate to 4 or 5, but I really get the wand really deep in here on the tip. Now you can see it moving my eyebrow above. Then what I do, I take this up and I take it over. Then I do the other side. And I take it up and I take it over. And that's my circuit for my face. Again, this is not going to be an overnight transition, but it will start to get rid of all those lines that you don't want, and you don't want to go get Botox for it. And a little trick that I'm going to be trying later this week is the topical Botox in a bottle. Supposedly will be made a lot more effective with the booster mode on this device. So that is something that we will be testing down the line. So please do stay with me to be able to see more product development and fun things with this device. As far as this goes for your neck, let's again go ahead with the same gel, or in this case, the jelly cream, and put it on your neck. Now, most of my focus is going to be towards my jawline, honestly, but I do hit the whole thing. So I will start down here and go up. But where I really want to focus again is holding up in here. I want to really push and hold.
Passed.
And then you want to even sculpt up and over. Again, you want to push up and out. So you want to take this up and out. Same thing on the other side. And again, if you get that one Medicube gel that I told you about at the beginning,
4 minutes passed.
You can just go straight through booster mode, microcurrent mode, dermashot mode, and be done. Otherwise, I do suggest switching off on these creams, and these are ones that are ideal, especially for when you are just starting. So let's do the chest. You know, I do this basically just because I like the product to get in there, but I do actually feel the muscles twitching, and I do feel myself getting results from this. It does tighten, but again, you're gonna get more limited results in this area, I will say, on DermaShot mode. So if you wanna skip this mode on your chest, feel free to skip it. I would still put the cream, the jelly cream here. I do DermaShot on my hands. Again, I feel that does help with building the skin layers, making it a little bit thicker, whether it does or not, or it's just in my own mind. But again, I've noticed the veining in my hands definitely disappearing as I've been using the Medicube wand. Now, we are all done with our treatment, but we've got all this stuff all over us. So what's the best thing to do? Let's go back to booster mode. Crank it up, see what's left. Because this jelly cream, let me tell you, it's amazing stuff. I love it. It's gonna give us a really nice glow. So let's push it in. No need to wipe it off because this is great stuff. Again, stay away from the eyes because we're just going here to really get this product, what's left of it on, pushed in, because that's what booster mode does. Remember, it helps this product work harder. So I'm just doing a quick pass over everything on booster mode to finish this off. I'm not even really paying attention to the amount of time on it. I'm just paying attention to more the absorption level of my product because I still want this gliding pretty easy. And when it's not gliding so easy anymore, there's just a little bit left, and that's when we are done. Okay, pat it all in. Now, this gel is definitely one that your other skincare will not penetrate through. So at this point, you can get the Medicube mask. This stays on all night. So you kind of let this all dry for about 10 minutes, let it absorb, and then you apply this mask in a relatively medium thick layer all over your face. You let it, and you can do your neck and chest as well, but at least all over your face. Let it dry for about 15-20 minutes, and then you can sleep in the mask. It doesn't get all over your bedding. It doesn't get all over your anything in the morning. It just peels right off in a nice layer all by itself, and your skin will be nice and glowing. If at the end of all of this, though, you want to go on with your regular skincare, I do recommend, especially if you have used a conductive gel, that you do wipe off the gel to be able to continue with the rest of your skincare. Now, because most of my skincare was done with this Medicube wand at this point, I'm just gonna follow with a moisturizer right now. However, I will tell you, there are wonderful things to use with this wand in your skincare routine. You would want to get the growth factors involved. That's the PDRN in this one. But again, there are so many wonderful things. The Ordinary makes a wonderful growth factor serum for about $15, which is probably the least expensive growth factor serum that I have found that actually works. That is another great one to be able to use on microcurrent mode or in booster mode. The growth factors especially start getting more important as we start getting into our 50s. But perimenopause, let me tell you, it brings on some fun skin conditions. So my journey started about 5 years ago when I noticed my skin changing. I've really just gotten into devices and what they can do. And guess what? It actually makes my skincare routine a lot less expensive. It makes my products work better. I can use different products that are less expensive that actually give me better results. And yes, I will give you all those tips and tricks all the way through. Hopefully this video gives you a good way to start on Medicube. I'm happy to help you tailor your results and tailor your schedule. The first 4 weeks are amazing, but again, you don't want to double up on any devices. You do want to gradually ease into these things so that you will then have maximum results in about 4 to 8 weeks where you're looking absolutely stellar. You can add other devices in while you're just using Medicube. I just bought the Medicube one for my mom. She's on week 2. She's 73 years old. I also have her starting the Nira laser. That is more specific around the eyes, but again, those two do 2 totally different things. So she can stack those. But again, it takes proper scheduling as well. Happy to help you with that. Just leave a comment and we will get in touch and get you taken care of. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Look better. Feel better, live better.